what I did was I had an evangelist who was working with me. He was from Holland back in 1975. And I asked him to go to the British Museum in London and find out if the Protocols of Zion really existed and if they had a copy. So he did that, and he found out that they indeed had it. So he asked a lady there that was working at the desk if he could give him a letter on their letterhead stating that we have the Protocol of Science here in English, and they were placed here in 1905. They gave the date, but the year was 1905. So I have that. So when I read that, got that copy 75, I realized that when I looked up at the protocols, what they stated, what they were going to do, that someone has followed them point by point. And today, all the protocols have been fulfilled. And that is the motivating, that it has been the drive that has brought the Kabbalists to have control of Israel now.
Now, was there an influence with the Rockefeller family? Because it seems like I remember some of the similar objectives.
Well, the Rockefellers, my understanding is that the family is Jewish, and they simply changed their names and they became crypto Jews. This document goes back to 1898, and it was placed at the British Museum in 1905. So we know that what was written, we do know this, that it was written in 1905, we know that for sure. And when you read it and then see what happened of each one of these protocols, what they plan to do with the different things in the world, you can look back and say, well, this was fulfilled, they did this, they did that, they done it all.
Now, are you going to elaborate on the specific points in the protocol?
Yes.
Now, on another point, why was the Book of Enoch not included in the canon?
The Book of Enoch, what we do know is this, that it was commonly used by the Jews in the first century. And Jesus quoted from the Book of Enoch. So did the Apostle Peter. And matter of fact, part of Genesis chapter 3 is direct copies from Enoch. The Book of Enoch was survived the flood. So we had two documents that came out from the second flood. One was Genesis account of the creation, and the Book of Enoch, which is what Noah had. And then from Noah, it went in a line, so eventually Abraham and his family had a copy of it, and there were others that had copies of it too. But so they decided, for some reason, they decided it would not be included in the canon, and so that's why it didn't make it in. Why the Bible doesn't explain? We have no writings from them where they said, well, we don't want the Book of Enoch in there. So it's one of these things we don't know. But we do know that Jesus quoted from it. Genesis quotes from it. The Bible speaks highly of Enoch. And he didn't die. He came alive into heaven. So that's the best answer I can give you.
So, out of the Book of Enoch, they were playing around with changing the God code and the DNA, and there's a parallel of what's happening today with the World Economic Forum.
Yes.
And that would also be another big point to get into, I think, towards what's happening. I mean, what is the influence of these these fallen angels, and what is the outcome they're looking for, and how are we being influenced in America today? They're introducing all this what they call science, and
Yeah,
the science is against God's creation.
yeah. So let me say this to you. You know what an octopus is?
Yes.
And they have many arms. You can find the arms and cut one off, and he still hit you with some other arms.
Right.
If you go after his body, then you can kill him. So what I feel here is this. Last time I was in the program, I laid out what the Kabbalah was that they were teaching. And this time I would like to lay out what they did with it and how they was able to achieve the state of Israel as it is today, and also how they were able to take control of everything from banking to the movie industry, the media, and everything else, including banking. And so if people know that, then they will realize that everything that has happened since 1898 was planned out in Basel, Switzerland, and that this group had enough political power and financial power that they could plan it out, and they could do it.
Okay, that's a good show right there.